Insulated siding, $199 a month. Window World, simply the best for less.
Tonight, several developing stories. We have new reporting here, the horror inside that home. Police say 13 siblings, the youngest just 2, held captive. Some chained to furniture, malnourished. Now the family photos and video of the parents renewing their vows, led away now in handcuffs. How did this go unnoticed in an American neighborhood? The daughter who crawled through a window to escape. The winter storm hitting the east right now, snow, ice, and then bitter cold right behind it. From Texas all the way up to the northeast, the chain reaction crashes already. Tonight, President Trump's health, what the doctor said late today, and the cognitive test the president asked for. The other major news, Steve Bannon reportedly subpoenaed by Robert Mueller after those comments saying Donald Trump Jr.'s meeting at Trump Tower was, quote, treasonous. The fireworks on the Hill, on immigration, the Dreamers, and on the president's profane comments. The head of Homeland Security testifying under oath, pressed on why she could not remember specifics from the Oval Office, and how she answered when asked, Norway is a predominantly white country, isn't it? And the deadly flu tonight, the mother of 3, a marathon runner just 40 years old, who died 48 hours after coming down with the flu.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening. It's great to have you with us here on a very busy Tuesday night, and we begin with new reporting and new video after 13 siblings were allegedly held captive in their own homes, some shackled to furniture and malnourished. Family photos have now been made public. The brothers and sisters, the youngest, just 2 years old. David and Louise Turpin are now accused of torture and child endangerment, and now they are the ones in handcuffs. Tonight, we are now learning the story of the daughter who bravely crawled through a window to get out and get help. She was so thin, authorities thought she was just 10 years old. She is 17. ABC's Matt Gutman leads us off.
Tonight, the dramatic escape from that tortured household. Authorities praising that 17-year-old girl who called for help, clambering through a window early Sunday morning, calling 911 from a deactivated cell phone, showing deputies photos of her siblings in their prison.
If you can imagine being 17 years old and appearing to be a 10-year-old, being chained to a bed, being malnourished, and injuries associated with that, I would call that torture.
Neighbor surveillance video showing the moment David and Louise Turpin were led away from their tiny Southern California home in cuffs. Police say Louise Turpin was, quote, perplexed. But what police found inside was shocking.
There were 3 individuals that were chained to some type of furniture inside the residence. There was a very foul smell inside the residence. It was extremely dirty.
Investigators say the Turpins' 13 children were horrifically malnourished, ranging in age from 2 to 29. In an exclusive interview, the doctor who has been treating the adults said they have likely been enduring this for years.
And when we first saw them, everybody thought they were children.
Even the 29-year-old.
The 29-year-old specifically. She has a body habitus of the underdeveloped 15 years old.
29-year-old has the body of an underdeveloped 15-year-old. In family photos, at least, it seemed a happy family. A trip to Disneyland. At this renewal of vows ceremony in Las Vegas, the Elvis Chapel posting their ceremony online.
They sang with me. They had fun. They seemed to be happy. All of them.
Several neighbors telling us they never even knew children lived at the house or only caught a glimpse of them at night.
They've been outside before doing yard work at 11 o'clock at night.
11 o'clock at night they're doing yard work?
Yeah, 10:30, 11 at night.
All the neighbors there stunned. Matt Gutman with us outside the hospital where a number of those children are now being treated, and you're learning more tonight about what the doctors are trying to do to help them, Matt.
That's right, David. The doctors at this hospital told me tonight that it took years of abuse to so severely stunt the physical development of those young adults, and it'll take many months of gentle nourishment to build their strength back up. It'll take much longer to heal those psychological scars. David.
David.
Matt Gutman leading us off again tonight. We turn next here this evening to the dangerous winter storm hitting right now. Just incredible images coming in. The chain reaction crashes. 90 million in the path of snow, ice, bitter cold from Texas all the way up to the Northeast. The treacherous commute, a major pileup involving a Greyhound bus and several trucks on I-65 near Bonneville, Kentucky. Snow pushing into the Northeast tonight through tomorrow, D.C. to Philly, New York to Boston. Here's ABC's Gio Benitez tonight.
Tonight, a 1,700-mile swath of ice and snow is making travel treacherous for millions, and it's all moving east. Watch this pickup truck try to pass on icy Interstate 55 in Senatobia, Mississippi. Four-wheel drive, no help on these roads. Another one nearly crashing into oncoming lanes. The deep freeze shutting down multiple interstates across the deep south, from Louisiana to Alabama, where there's a state of emergency in effect, to Texas.
If you don't have to be on the roads, please don't be on the roads.
Watch Kevin Quinn from our station KTRK getting ready to report from this crash when
1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa, there's
another truck careens down the same embankment, nearly crashing into other cars. Further north on Interstate 65 near Bonneville, Kentucky, multiple tractor trailers and a Greyhound bus piling up. At least 7 injured. Traffic snaking back for miles. The icy conditions doing a number on airports too. More than 1,500 flights canceled and thousands more delayed.
Gio with us live from the West Side Highway tonight. And Gio, we know that authorities are warning about the dangerous driving overnight and right into the morning.
That's right, David. That's when we're going to see the storm move along the coast from Florida all the way up to New England. In fact, North Carolina's governor has just issued a state of emergency. So no doubt this is going to be a messy and dangerous commute.
Yeah,
David.
Been a long winter already. Gio, thank you. The mix of freezing rain and snow will make it very difficult for that commute in the morning. So let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Ginger Zee tracking it again tonight for us. Hey, Ginger.
Believe it or not, David, schools closing again for places around Houston. LSU is closed tomorrow, and you can see why right along I-10 there. The Gulf all the way up through, say, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, snowing now. And those winter weather advisories stretch from Marianna, Florida, to Lynchburg, Virginia, to Conway, New Hampshire. I chuckle because it's so deep south that this snow is hitting again. If a place like Mobile gets their second snow of the season measurable, they haven't done that but once in recorded history. So it's a big deal. And yes, the East Coast interior could see 6+ inches if you're just west of Worcester. And the cold, it settles in. Sub-zero wind chills for Birmingham, Alabama.
All right, Ginger Zee with us. Ginger, thank you. Now to news tonight coming in about the president's health. His doctor before the cameras late today, the president's health, his weight, his diet, and the cognitive test President Trump asked for himself. Here's ABC senior White House correspondent Cecilia Vega tonight.
With questions swirling about his fitness for office, today President Trump sent the White House physician out to face reporters, telling him to answer everything and hide nothing.
Absolutely, he's fit for duty. I think he will remain fit for duty for the remainder of this term and even for the remainder of another term if he's elected.
Dr. Ronnie Jackson said President Trump himself requested a cognitive assessment to detect neurological impairment, something not usually part of a president's annual physical.
There have been reports that the president has forgotten names, that he's repeating himself. Are you ruling out things like early onset Alzheimer's? Are you looking at dementia-like symptoms?
Yeah, it screens for all those things. It screens for any type of cognitive issues, Alzheimer's and all those other things. And so, the fact that the president got, 30 out of 30 on that exam, I think that, there's no indication whatsoever that he has any cognitive issues. And, on a day-to-day basis, like I said before, it's been in my experience that the president, he's very sharp.
At 71, President Trump's biggest health risk, his weight. Dr. Jackson says he needs to lose 10 to 15 pounds. Our John Carl asking,
explain to me how a guy who eats McDonald's and Kentucky Fried Chicks and all those Diet Cokes and who never exercises is in as good a shape as you say he's in.
It's called genetics. I don't know. It's some people have, just great genes.
Good news for those of us who like a Big Mac now and then. Cecilia Vega with us live from the White House. And Cecilia, some pretty extraordinary moments. The doctor taking questions himself and bringing up that cognitive test that the president asked for himself.
Yeah, David, the president very much wants to put an end to this narrative that he is unfit to serve. The doctor took questions for just under an hour. It was really extraordinary. And before this briefing started, the president called Press Secretary Sarah Sanders and asked her not to put an end to it until every last question was answered, David.
All right, Cecilia Vega, our thanks to you, Cecilia. As you know, meantime, across town, the fireworks on Capitol Hill, heated words over immigration, the Dreamers, and the president's profane comments. In fact, the head of Homeland Security, testifying under oath, grilled about why she could not specifically remember the president's words from the Oval Office. and how she answered when asked. Norway is a predominantly white country, isn't it? ABC's Mary Bruce on the Hill tonight.
In the Oval Office today, President Trump tried to extinguish the racial firestorm he ignited, saying he welcomes all immigrants.
I want them to come in from everywhere, everywhere.
But on Capitol Hill, his DHS Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen faced a barrage of questions. She was in the room when sources say the president used a vulgar slur to describe African countries.
You're under oath. Did President Trump use this word or a substantially similar word to describe certain countries?
I did not hear that word used, no, sir.
That's not a question. Did he use anything similar to that describing certain countries?
The conversation was very impassioned. I don't dispute that the president was using tough language.
That answer didn't satisfy Democratic Senator Dick Durbin, who was also in the room with the president.
What was that strong language?
Let's see. Strong language, there was, apologies, I don't remember specific word. What I was struck with, frankly, as I'm sure you were as well, was just the general profanity that was used in the room by almost everyone.
But it's not just the specific word sparking outrage. According to Senator Durbin, President Trump also asked why the U.S. couldn't take in more immigrants from Europe, Norway in particular.
What he was specifically referring to is the prime minister telling him that the people of Norway work very hard.
Norway is a predominantly white country, isn't it?
I actually do not know that, sir, but I imagine that is the case.
Okay.
Senator Cory Booker seething with anger and frustration.
Your silence and your amnesia is complicity.
What do we want? Freedom! What do we want?
The focus of the Oval Office showdown, a bipartisan plan to protect the nearly 800,000 undocumented immigrants brought here as children. Durbin says when the president's tone turned vulgar and racist, Graham confronted him.
And I think Dick Durbin has been one of the best people you could ever hope to work with.
Durbin and Republican Lindsey Graham say the president seemed to be on board with their plan, but then he changed his mind.
If the president's watching, I'm still in the phone book. Don't give my number out, but call me. This has turned into a S show, and we need to get back to being a great country.
Later, Graham blasted the mixed messages coming from the White House.
What we need to do better is a reliable partner at the White House. We cannot do this with people in charge at the White House who have an irrational view of how to fix immigration.
Mary Bruce with us live on the Hill tonight. Mary, the Homeland Security Secretary, was pressed on whether she had ever met with dreamers. Had she ever met a dreamer herself? And what are the chances at this point of a government shutdown?
David, the secretary says she has not yet met with any DACA recipients. Now, as for a shutdown, Republicans are pushing for a short-term extension, while Democrats want to tie any action on dreamers to a must-pass spending bill. Both sides are optimistic that they can come to an agreement, but bottom line, David, a shutdown, here's a real possibility.
All right, Mary Bruce, on a long day on the Hill for you, Mary. Thank you. One more image coming out on this topic out of Detroit. It's making national headlines tonight. 39-year-old Jorge Garcia, a married father of two, sobbing as he was deported to Mexico after living in the U.S. for nearly 30 years as a landscaper. Brought here by family when he was just 10, Garcia says he first tried to apply for legal status in 2005. Supporters say he has no criminal record, not even a traffic ticket. Immigration authorities ordering him to leave the country. To the Russia investigation tonight, and Stephen Bannon has reportedly been subpoenaed by special counsel Robert Mueller. The report comes after the book Fire and Fury, in which Bannon said Donald Trump Jr.'s meeting at Trump Tower was, quote, treasonous. Here's ABC senior justice correspondent Pierre Thomas tonight.
Tonight, Steve Bannon on the hot seat. The New York Times reporting that the former White House chief strategist has been subpoenaed by the special counsel to appear before a grand jury. ABC News has not independently confirmed this report, but today Bannon met with House investigators over comments he allegedly made in the book Fire and Fury.
I obviously have a lot of questions based on his comments in the book.
In the bombshell book, Bannon allegedly calls Don Jr.'s infamous meeting at Trump Tower with the Russians treasonous, saying the chance that Don Jr. did not walk these Jamos up to his father's office on the 26th floor is zero, and saying the investigation would cause Don Jr. to crack like an egg on national TV. Bannon also allegedly suggested that Don Jr., Jared Kushner, and his former campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, might have engaged in money laundering.
What's the basis for his assertion that the president met with the participants in the Trump Tower meeting, as well as his concerns over money laundering?
Members of the